So, let's get into the nitty gritty. Who are you and why are you in my house?
Hello, how are you? I'm Styles Mbatha. How did I get in here? So
you saw the red light?
I saw the red light and I was like, okay, it's clearly
A
not
bar.
green. I need to get in there. Open the door.
Is it a strip club?
Actually, to be fair, I really thought it was. And then I realized there was no glitter on the floor and I was like, damn, what is going on? My name is Styles Mbatha, man. How you guys?
I love.
You guys good?
All good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. It's good to be here. Huge fan of your show. Absolutely love it. I've been following you guys for a minute and now we're here, man. We're finally here.
So Styles says that if this show doesn't get the most views it's ever got, then he's failed
100%.
as a DJ.
I failed everyone. Failed everyone. If the views don't go up to more than 10,000 by the end of this week, then I failed you guys.
Big number.
In fact, this is the deal. If the numbers do not go up,
You get us
After the-
breakfast.
I'm taking you guys for champagne.
At the strip club.
We bring the lights. Yeah.
I'll bring
If there's glitter, yes, for sure, definitely.
Are we getting something in writing, or are we just going to leave this to be a...
We've learned always get it in writing.
I feel like this is proof already. If this is going to land up on YouTube or on our social media, then clearly that a lot has substance to it, and people will be like, "Oh, Styles still owes you that champagne strip club vibe." So yeah, so I mean, it's once it's on the internet, you guys know this. If it's on the internet, it's staying.
Yeah, Josh knows all too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh is awfully quiet.
I'm just letting you introduce yourself here, Styles.
Thank you.
He's
I'm a
letting
big
you go.
talker. I'm sure you all know that. I talk for a living, and yeah, like I said, I'm very excited to be here. I'm a huge fan of your guys' show. In fact, I'm a huge fan of you guys individually. I mean, Josh being a musician, and obviously you being the businessman of the group, and of course Mike Tones being the photographer and the videographer. I mean, I'm a huge fan of you guys, and it's such an honor and a privilege to be here to come and chat to you guys about anything and everything with no restrictions.
Well, we're a huge fan of you, bro.
Thank you.
I mean, we're so proud of what you've been doing.
Thanks,
and all
man.
the
Thank you
things
so
you've been
much.
accomplishing.
Yeah.
And we
Bro.
feel you deserve it. Like, if anyone had to get this opportunity, it would be Styles, because you can talk
No
Thank
doubt.
you.
super well. Like, really,
Thank you,
really
When
man.
they were running that combo, I literally sat there. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know these other people. Like, I know they don't talk like you. They don't
Bro,
gather
you make
the
me
crowd
blush
like
right now,
you.
man. I'm blushing right now.
Yeah, no, it was inevitable.
Dude, you know what? I'll tell you something. With this whole competition with East Coast Radio, for those who don't know, I just won the ECR Presenter Search.
For those of you who don't know.
For those who don't know.
I
Now
won.
you know. Now you know.
It's
I
a
am
table
the
of
voice.
winners.
There we go. It was
Why
quite
we're
interesting
drinking.
because prior to all of this, I was actually doing a job where I was actually retrenched. So for 6 months, I had no job, had no income. My mum actually supported me. And a friend of mine, obviously...
Thanks, Mum.
Shout out to you, Mum. You're the best. If you see this, I promise you, soda water. Just saying.
Plus one to you.
I don't drink. Anyway, so she supported me for 6 months, and she said to me, you need to go out there and flaunt with it and see what's out in Durban for you. So I've been in Durban for like 7 months now. It's crazy because so many people, I'm affiliated with Durban, but I'm now officially living in Durban. And when the opportunity came through for the ECR Presenter Search, I was like, cool, I'm going to enter. And then Kyron Allen, I'm sure you guys know Kyron. He did the
was on
The last
show.
podcast.
Yeah.
So he did all those shoots during the riots and stuff, which I'd love to talk about a little later. And he approached me and he said to me, let's do a different video. Because everyone seems to be going onto the microphone and saying, hi, my name is Spencer, and welcome to East Coast Radio. You just heard music from Bruno Mars. I am so not that. Trust me, I am not. So what happened was, he said, let's just do some raw content. So we went out to the beachfront and we just shot raw content without planning. Put that onto my socials. I kid you not. I posted it just after 4 in the afternoon. For those who don't know, if you post at 4 o'clock, you're going to get a lot of interaction. Just saying. Anyway, so I posted this thing and I went off Instagram. Long story short, a friend of mine WhatsApped me at about 8:30 and said, have you seen your Instagram? So I said, no. He said, go see. I went on there. The numbers were ridiculous.
We saw.
People reposted, people commented, people shared, people liked. I was like, wow. Then I got an email from East Coast Radio to say to me, you've made it to the semifinals. And I was like, cool. And
Thanks, Mum. Again.
I was like, Mum, guess what? I made it to the semi-final. She's like, I knew it. It's gonna happen. Anyway, long story short, we then got to the final, which was very nerve-wracking. I'm not sure if you guys saw the video that was live streamed through East Coast Radio. My mum was on the Zoom call. It was pretty cool because for those who don't know, I lost my dad in 2019 to cancer. And it's,
Sorry, bro.
yeah, I don't want to cry. I've done enough crying
Don't cry,
over the last
sure.
couple of
No, I'm
weeks.
joking. You could cry.
No, for real. So my mum sat there in the Zoom call, and when they spoke to my mum on the Zoom call, she picked up a picture of my dad and held it up and said, he's with us. And it's quite interesting because in 2019, the 30th of November, my dad said to me, this is the day before he passed away. He said to me, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to do? So I said to him, Dad, I want to be on radio. And he said to me, it will happen. And he literally grabbed my hand and he squeezed it.
Jeepers.
He then died on the 1st of December, the next day. And of course, since then, a lot has happened in terms of like my depression and all of that jazz. And obviously losing my job and just not having an income of some sort. And then, of course, this opportunity came, and my dad, I know for a fact that he was there throughout the whole
Oh,
time.
he's definitely there.
He was definitely there throughout the
Just
whole time.
push you straight
so,
to the flipping top, bro.
yeah. So, I mean, I'm very happy. I'm very grateful that I'm now finally here, and it's now what I can do with it. And that's why I'm saying being on this show is huge for me, because I don't think I would have had this opportunity if I never believed in myself, if I never put myself in a position of saying, I can do it. So,
Bro, it's so crazy. Like, you say this, but 7 months being in Durban, I feel like I've known you already for like years, and it's like your presence was always there. Like, not just social media and all of that, but like you made yourself known. You know what I
100%.
mean? And that's what it's all about. Is like, you don't have to be known to be on radio, but you didn't even have to. Everyone knew you would probably head that direction before you even knew it. You know what I mean?
thanks, man.
Like,
I
you're probably
appreciate
going to
that.
be there, and like I see a lot, like MCZ James. I see a lot of young MCZ.
James.
Yeah, represent. Yeah, but like I see a lot of young MCZ in you. Like, yeah, you're gonna be big.
Thanks,
bro.
man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And it's interesting you say that, because Joss and I met. When did we meet, Joss? 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
Look like you're holding back some tears. Yeah. I was holding back some tears. I was like, stop it.
Yeah, probably
I was like, don't look
2018.
me in the eye.
So obviously I've been affiliated with Joss since then, and I'm about to burp, but I'm not going to do it on air. I'm going to hold back. You know when you have a fart coming and you're just like, should I keep it in?
That damn soda water, eh?
You never hold the farts in styles.
You just let it out.
Yeah, you can't.
Guys, if I start farting, this podcast is over.
If someone
Just saying.
press skip 30 seconds from where we were into where we got to, then what the fuck just happened?
Imagine they're like, this is too sad, and they
Yeah.
just bumps it 3 times.
Yeah.
If you catch me farting on this show,
I promise I will not fart. I will not fart. So meeting Joss was a surreal
You were still in Champagne Sports.
I was still at Champagne Sports Resort.
he was telling me the story earlier.
Yeah,
It's
and
so
I'd
cool.
I'd met your cousin Amy, and she was like, "You got to link with this guy." And I was like, "I've heard of him, but I just haven't had that opportunity." Then of course we followed each other. This is before, by the way, he got verified. This is how humble this young man is. This is before this guy was even in the game. Like
the game.
Before we were
he
in
was
the
making,
game.
he was putting his name out there. I followed him. I DM'd him. He was very, very pure with his answer. And he's like, "Bro, when you're Durban again, you let me know." We linked up. We got to
I
know
came
each
and I
other.
picked you up.
He came and he picked me up. I
That's
was like,
just, bro.
bro, for me though, by the way, that's when I had no license, just saying.
Yeah.
I've got a license now. If you don't have a license, let me give you advice. If you want your world and things to change in your life, go and get your driver's license. I'm not joking. Your whole
Only if
life
you're
will
18
change.
or older.
Yes. I'm not
Don't
joking.
try
I'm being
before
serious.
that.
I'm being serious. Like, if you don't have your driver's license, if you're 18 years old and you're still relying on your friends to take you to the party or to whatever it is, I'm going to say it. You will always be a
This
nobody.
is sad.
You will be a nobody. Get yourself a license. Anyway, I was a nobody then. Anyway, so Josh came along and he picked me up in his car. I was like, damn, bro, you got such a cool car. Damn. Anyway, long story short, we're sitting in the car and he's busy chatting to me, and we're like, I was starstruck, but I was keeping my composure. I was like, yeah, man, I'm just sitting in the car with some white boy, you know, just some white boy. But I was like, guys, I'm sitting with Josh Austin in this car right now. He was so humble. He was literally, like, I kid you not, I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
I'm going to color grade this.
Josh Austin and I had the most fluid conversation. It's like we'd known each other, and he gave me advice and I gave him advice, and from there the friendship just built. And
we also had a mutual understanding of music as well.
100%.
So there was a topic for us to jump off of.
And it's crazy because music is one of those things we take it for granted. We really do. I'm gonna burp now.
I also have one, bro.
Done. Joy. Sparkling water.
But it's so weird because all of our friends, all of them, like our roommate upstairs, you can hear him singing all morning. Like, I mean, we're busy watching a movie and you just hear him singing at the top of his lungs. Like, everyone in our friend group, no matter if they like code for 12 hours a day, music is like their life. Like Jay says, you get home and he's just pumping the tunes. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter what music, from flipping trance to 80s to whatever. It's
100%.
just a love for good music.
100%.
And like, you don't find one of our friends not put on a song and get that, like, the goosebumps. You know what I mean?
That's what's so weird, Styles, bro, is that, like, I didn't have musical friends, and like, not that they play instruments and shit, but I didn't have musical friends when, like, I had met you.
Yeah.
And then I met these guys, and they were the first group of people where, like, they would listen to a song and actually get goosebumps. Like, not many people feel music that way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not many. You don't realize it. Like, I was lucky to just have those friends. But you can play songs for people and they're like, wow, that's a good song. And then you get the people who get goosebumps.
Yes.
And then you get the people who can hear a song 1,000 times, play it for someone who's never heard it, and get goosebumps all over again because it's that good. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's like they're hearing it for the first time because that guy's hearing it for the first time.
Oh, man.
That's that next love. You know what I mean?
In fact, speaking of which, I'm going to ask Jason a question here. So, Jay, being affiliated with Joss and being part of his career, from not even from a business point of view, because I know you guys are very much, you're the team that handles Josh. And Josh,
Not yet. So Mark had done content for me because Mark wanted to get involved in content. I was actually heading up to the studio one day and I was in Joburg, and I said to Mark, you should come through. He ended up getting a camera, he came through, and he was just shooting content for me. But nothing has actually been in the works in terms of like a managerial marketing perspective.
Yes.
So that's what we are going to be taking on because
in the near future,
I trust these guys with my life.
100%.
Yeah. So
always keep your circle small.
So
keep it within the family. So going back to Jay, I'm not going to mention what I just heard before we got into this podcast. All I can say is
It's coming.
it's coming. From your point of view, who you've never really been in this industry where you've worked at artists. Tell us a bit about what you are expecting to happen with Joss, because I trust you. You know what I like about you? You're quiet. The quiet guys are the ones who always
I don't
think.
know about that.
I was just saying, when you guys all leave, Michael gets
He thinks about talking.
he's not quiet, he's a good listener.
He's the good listener. Yes,
Very
that's
good.
the
but
word.
then he'll come back and fuck shit up.
Yeah,
I
comes with the facts.
It's because when I start, I can't stop.
Yeah.
So
He
I reserve
picks his
it back.
battles.
There he goes.
To get at it. But yeah, I already said to Josh.
I was trying to go
No, I said to
Oh yeah, in fucking all 9-10 episodes, we've never
We've
once
not
used
once used
any of our fucking
I
sound.
still can't hear it.
Yeah, you need to turn it up there.
There it is.
Styles, this is your job, Styles.
Hey, there we go. Welcome back to the show.
So I've said to Joss already, I've met many people that can sing, and they're very good singers. Like you hear them sing, you're like, flipping hell, that was excellent. But there's people that have an X factor where you can hear them sing and you're like, fuck, you going places. And you can pick those people out.
Bro, let me go back to I'm sorry to interrupt. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, let me go back to I met Joss, right? And I heard his music and like all of that, and like you just know like he's been guided by people who don't love music like he does, and like you don't hear that in his like old music. You just hear like he's trying to make hits. You know what I mean? Things that like are at the top already. He's trying to like replicate.
sir, well
you know what I
done.
mean? And now it's like bro, I remember I got out the shower and I came through to my room and he was like playing
fuck,
guitar.
here we go. It's a love story.
And like it's pretty much a love story, bro. Because
How I met
fell
your
in love
mother.
with the music. This is how it all began. Okay,
We're back.
we back. And I came out and I'd never heard him sing because I thought like auto-tune this and blah blah blah. Like you have these because like every SoundCloud rapper can be a SoundCloud rapper if they just use a bit of auto-tune, you know.
standard.
And I came through and he picked up the guitar and he was playing Fast Car, but it wasn't like he's
Jason
just having
Chapman.
fun, bro. And like I promise you, a lot of people can play and sing that song. Like
Yeah.
you hear a lot of good singers sing it, but you hear Josh sing it and you'll understand he can fucking sing, right? Like he turns heads. Like I am that person who like when someone whips out a guitar at like a brow or like a bonfire or whatever, I cringe and I'm just like, oh fuck off, you know what I mean? Like get out of here. But like I could literally
Piano
watch,
man
I
himself.
Piano man himself.
Did you play it?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Mozart.
Every Friday night at 11:30 when we come home.
That's who's listening, yeah. But I came through and this guy was like, oh, dude, you can listen to him sing all day. Like that
Thank you,
last
bro.
little reel that he did where he was
Yeah.
like live singing.
Yeah.
That was like straight up like you could pull out your phone and you'd hear the same thing as what you'd hear on there.
Amazing.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
And that's like when I was like, Josh, you're doing the wrong fucking thing with your music. I was
Yeah.
like, you are on the wrong path.
Yeah.
Like that's something people latch onto, not all this fake shit. Like in a world where 10 years ago, you could be fake. And like people latch on because that was the new thing is you could fake this stuff on, like no one knew how to use your auto-tune. So
Yeah.
if you were the one who knew, you were different to the rest. But now when everything's fake, the people who are real are the gems. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because anyone can learn off YouTube in a day how to use autotune and make themselves sound cool. You know what I mean? But like the people who are genuinely born and train their voice and like work hard are the ones who succeed. So why he was being guided to be like the rest.
Yeah.
And like all he needed to do was just be like, fuck, I need to utilize what I got. You know what I mean? And that's where it all
That
changed.
was the turning point.
Yeah.
That was where I realized I was actually a fan and not just liking his personality.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, holy
Bro,
fuck.
you literally receiving your flowers as we speak.
No, I'm telling you, thank you guys.
Honestly, shout out to you, Mike. Honestly, that was awesome.
But back to Jace, the business side. of it.
It's not even, yeah. For me, I've always said, so I've had this conversation with a few people. You hear music nowadays and everyone's trying to figure out how to make that next hit,
Yes.
but that's as far as they're seeing. They're seeing what works now. And so they're transposing between a whole bunch of different genres and you can't really put a finger on them. All they're trying to do is really make money
Yeah.
in any way possible. Like what's popular now? Cool. That's the music we're making. What's popular now? Cool. That's the music we're making. And there's few people that are just raw and that
Building their brand.
they're transparent.
Yeah.
And Josh's old music I enjoyed for pop songs, but this new album that people are going to hear, it's raw and I fucking love it. And for me, being honest and transparent, that's longevity.
Yes.
You think about all the artists that came before the golden oldies now. Their big thing was that they were all transparent. You knew exactly who they were. When they sang, you're like, that's that artist. You can have
And some of the songs failed. Like some of them failed and then took off. But people had to realize like they were just doing that because it was them and we love them. You know what I
Yes.
mean? That's what you have to realize is they don't make it for anyone else.
Yeah, 21
they make
Pilots
it because
is a
they
good
love it. Yeah,
representation
21
of that.
Pilots. All of their music could literally not have worked. Like it really is like
My
weird.
car radio.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Have you heard that
I
song?
love that song.
Car radio.
So weird.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it
Ode to
wouldn't-
Sleep. You know Ode to Sleep?
Yes.
That is
I'm a
like the
huge
most,
fan.
that's like Bohemian Rhapsody level.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like, how do they even mix those genres together?
But it's also their shows. Like I've watched YouTube videos where they perform where the guy plays drums and they play the
They
keys.
got the masks
They got
on
the
sometimes.
I'm
and
just like,
Yeah.
they're just
that-
being them.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. The Car Radio was the very first song I heard from them. And then the one, Heathens.
Yeah.
All my friends are
Heathens
bro.
take it, though.
When I heard that song, I was like, I don't know where to put these guys in terms of like a genre.
They aren't a genre.
No,
No, they
it's
aren't.
just weird.
They
Yeah.
do whatever they feel
they can
is right.
Yeah.
They
Like,
probably just start jamming and like it just flows.
It
you
just
know what I
comes
mean?
out, yeah.
And it doesn't. They're not like I want to write this song or like this is what's popping or like it's just like they probably go in there and they just jam.
Yeah.
Like they have fun and whatever comes from it, they just release it. If they had
100%.
fun, they release it.
100%. the one thing that I also realized during this unrest that happened 3 weeks ago in the country, I had the opportunity to obviously listen to music. So just in relation to music, I'm sure we were all scared about what was going on.
I was petrified.
We shut ourselves.
Yeah, like we were really scared about what was going on. And what I found very interesting during that time is that people started releasing videos like Kyron and that. And the music that they had around those videos. It just
made it so much more intense.
Bro, I was just like, wow.
We literally, it's so weird that you brought that up. Jason's like, I can't stand these videos. They can be so emotional. When they just, like, you play the things. If you added, like, hectic music, you'd feel, like, angry.
Yeah.
And they add this, like, soft piano background music.
Stuff.
And you're like, oh my God.
Did you know a video will start and there's like a dog running on a beach and you're like, oh, that's nice. And then the piano starts playing. You're like, fucking hell, I'm crying.
Caught me again.
Bastard. I literally closed the app. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. Fuck you guys. I know exactly what's coming for me.
Oh man. You know, I think that's the genuine thing about music. Music is going to be that language that we can all speak, and whether you listen to a specific genre or not. Josh, you're on your way. I'm going to give you your flowers right now on air. I'm going to tell you now. You're on your way, bro.
Thank you,
and
on the way.
I've always been a fan of you. I've always been a fan of your content that you put out. You've been very quiet on socials, but I know why you've been quiet on socials. And
also for this reason.
You see,
for that reason.
Now going into what you just said now, the first thing I said to you when I walked into the studio, how is your mental health? Because I know that you've been through a lot, which we don't have to dissect and go into. But how are you doing mentally?
Yeah, no. Look, I think, I'm very level-headed. I can also look past a lot of the bullshit on social media and stuff. So, but I did remove myself for a little bit because I felt that, number one, there was work and some solidifying of who I want to represent myself as, and how I want to represent myself. Not that it's a task, but it's just about taking the time to understand how you're going to do it and why you're going to do it, because that gives you reason to get up and do it.
So not letting anyone else's influence cover. We love Joss for a reason, and that's our whole thing. Is like, if the world can just see exactly what we see, they would love him as 100%. Well. You know what I mean? And that was our whole change. Was like, don't put on a facade, don't put on a different face, like just be exactly you. So like sometimes you do have to like sit back and figure out that again and not let anything else influence.
The worst part about social media is that when you start doing certain things, like once I had traveled overseas and performed overseas, or once I had met this artist or done this, or I had people saw I was having video calls with this artist or this celebrity, then there's always this expectation that's put upon you. And people are constantly going to expect what's the next thing, and that will kill you.
Yeah,
it will kill you.
Because sometimes it doesn't have to be a next thing.
Exactly. So like there were times where I just wanted to just chill for a little bit and be like, hey, like for the past year and a half, I've been at this every day, traveling non-stop, promoting, writing, recording, dealing with phone calls, and then when it gets to a point where you actually just want a little bit of a break, you get into this position where people are expecting something, and if you don't give it to them, I almost feel like I failed myself and I failed everybody else. So that's the only mental health part that comes into it, is that consistency needs to remain a priority, but also realizing that if I don't put anything out, like I don't give a fuck, because it's not about, yes, I'm making music for people and I make music because I love music, but I also don't have to attend to social media if I don't want to, and I don't have to attend to telling the world that I've done this or I've done that. If I have done it, it's not a requirement. So I think that part of mental health on social media is the only role it's played in my life, really. So
for you, I think it's also to pull back, it's consistency, but also longevity, because you can be consistent over a week, right? Yeah. And that's very good and well, but you can't be consistent over 5 years then. Yeah. And so pulling away at certain parts is being consistent, because it might not be consistent in the short term, but in the long term, that will be your consistent thing, because it'll allow you to keep going beyond those points where you would have fried out after 2 weeks. Now you can go for 5 years. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing.
You used to be like that. It used to be like, we had plans like to do this shoot or to video this or do that. And then he just doesn't answer the phone for like 4 hours. And it's because he went to bed at 4 a.m. And he did it for like 5 days in a row. And like the whole thing now is he really is consistent, because he's learned like, I don't have to go to 4 a.m. today and then be fried for 3 days. You know what I mean? Where it used to be like pedal to the metal, you know?
You know what I fucking hate about social media, Styles? Tell me if you resonate with this. Is that once you portray your brand on social media, what you believe in, what you stand for. When you then walk into a public space, I fucking hate it, because all I'm thinking is you are just gauging everything about me by what you've seen, you know. Also, maybe stuff that I haven't posted, but you've just heard about me because of what because of certain
But Charles,
things
maybe that's because your image was so different to who you are. You know what I mean?
That's so true. So that's also, again, why.
If it was exactly who you are, then people would be like, oh, like he's exactly like his social media.
Yeah.
Don't
But
you
that
think
was
it's so cool when you hear that about a star? Like, they were the exact same as what I've seen on YouTube. Or those are the cool stories. You know what I mean? Not the like, oh my God, like I saw this guy and he didn't match up to what I saw.
But see, I was being built by this millionaire and this guy who
we won't name drop.
No, he loves success, you know, but he started implying his belief systems into me. And you can't do that with an artist. They're there to make music and to be authentic, because that's what music is. It's authenticity at its finest, really. It's also
100%.
vulnerability at its finest. And you can't be vulnerable when
vulnerability, that's a good one, because business is not vulnerability.
Exactly.
So being a hardcore businessman is saying like, I'm not vulnerable. Like you can never take what I have. And like an artist has got to be like, take everything I've got and I'm putting it into the song. You know
so that's why
that's very true.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't resonate there, and why I had pulled away a little bit, because the belief system wasn't right in order to win between the two of us, you know. And also, good music, I believe, prevails, and so that's also
100%. 100%.
It's interesting though, because if you do put on a facade as well, you've got to maintain that.
Yeah,
and
tiring.
That's energy. That's energy, because every time you go out, just like if you, for example, from the suburbs, and then some label picks you up and they're like, "Okay, cool, you're gonna make rap. You got to be a gangster. Like you got to act like a hard ass, right?" Then when you go out in public, you've got to put that persona forward. If you don't, people are gonna be like, "The fuck am I listening to this guy rapping about guns and all this shit?" And then he walks in and he's wearing like a unicorn outfit. You're like, "What the fuck is wrong with him?" So you've got to keep that facade up, which means the only time you can be your true self is when you go to bed at night, when there's no one around. And
interesting point. I like that.
You're constantly putting up extra energy, so you can't make the music you want because you've got to have the facade as well.
I feel like we're learning new things as we talk.
I fucking hated it. Like I was wearing clothes that I could not afford to buy myself. But I was wearing them given to me
because of your image,
and that was starting to become like who I was, and I didn't like it because it wasn't authentic. Like I was getting pushed all these ideas of like, but all the biggest stars in the world, they blow money on this, they blow money on that, and when people see that you can afford this and they gain a little bit of respect for you there, and this, like, no, that's not how it is. Like I felt like I was living a life that just, it wasn't me, you know, it wasn't me. And
imposter syndrome.
I can't see anything flourish like that.
I mean, you know, it's interesting you say that. Right it's interesting you say that because you know where I live. You've obviously seen where I live. I live in a very nice area in Durban North. And so I go running in the area. Guys, don't go running in Durban North. It's just hills.
There's styles, that's what.
It's just hills.
Don't go running. You might bump into
styles. You might bump into me and be like,
or just run faster.
Guys, I'm super quick. In fact, you know what? In fact, I need to say something.
That's fucking scary.
I need to say something. If he ever gets to watch this video, by the way, everything that I speak about here is not affiliated with the establishment that I work for. This is just purely me being real and raw on a podcast that I support. What I'm about to say, Chad Leclos, I can beat you in the water and outside of the water. Just so you know.
Can we get that in writing as well?
If you see this video, I want to race you in the water and outside the water to show you how quick I am.
Put something on the line.
I'll send
Put something on the line. Yeah. What are you going to put on the line? Come on.
If Chad and I finally race, if I beat Chad, I will go to the Olympics, okay? Firstly. I'll be going to the Olympics.
Yeah, firstly, he'll leave radio at that point.
I'll go to the Olympics. If I lose,
he goes to the Olympics.
You can go to the Olympics. I will go and swim with sharks. I'll go to, what do they call it? Shark cage diving. I'll
with
go and
no
do
cage.
That. You can do it
on him.
Yes.
He has to
I will do that. Anyway, let's get back to Durban North and running. So I go running in my area of Durban North.
See lots of moms.
And I bump into a number of gorgeous individuals. And I had one recently come up to me. She said to me, "Are you Styles?" I said, "Yes." And she says, "Oh, where do you live?" I was like, "I live here, just up this road here." She says, "Oh, do you always run yours?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I was wearing really bad running shoes. When I say really bad, they old.
And they didn't go with your outfit, eh?
They didn't go with my outfit. I looked very skimpy. However, for me personally, those shoes is what I can afford to wear at the moment, because whether I can afford to buy some trainers, which I can, I just choose to wear those because they're still in good condition. They're just not appealing to runners because everyone's wearing Asics or they're wearing Adidas or Nike or whatever it is. I'm wearing a pair of shoes that are very skimpy. They've been through the most. She commented on my shoes. I was very cool. I was like, yeah. I went back that night and I thought about it and I thought to myself, oh man, I think she wants me to look a certain type of way because she's seen me on my socials. She sees me that because I do something called crep check, which is a sneaker thing. And she sees that I'm into sneakers, but I'm wearing bad running shoes. So she was very questionable about why I was wearing this. Going back to what you were saying.
How did that make you feel?
It made me feel like this. It really made me feel small because I said to myself, I now have to buy those Adidas or those Asics. So when she sees me again, she's like, I saw him and he wore really nice running shoes and he looked the part. I didn't look the part the day for her. So, I mean, I've been tempted to get shoes, but I'm also like, my gig is to entertain you on the radio or in person if you see me. It's not for you to walk up to me and say to me, Styles doesn't have a car, but he's living the life. You know?
Sometimes, Styles, sometimes you do have to let it govern you a bit. Like there is that argument, there's like that point where you can say like, if you're a lawyer, you could be there to solve people's law problems, but then you're not going to get clients looking like you've crawled out of a hole. You have to wear that 10,000 rand suit, you know what I mean?
But
so there is always that like,
so that
would
is
they
the
pick
debate,
you?
yeah.
Like you said, your social media presence could have pushed you to get it above someone else, like a little bit more, you know what I mean? And you might not have got there wearing shitty clothes or not doing you know what I mean? So there is like that point where you're not doing it for her, you're doing it for your whole like image, your career, and you're not doing it for image. You're doing it, you do like that stuff, like you do enjoy it, but you have to sometimes, it's an investment into like that career, you know what I mean? You are an image, you're in a point of like you're the face of something, you know what I mean? And you can't be there like...
No, back that. 100% back that. Sorry, Jay.
But what's the trade-off then? Because if you are a lawyer in a fancy-ass suit and you go there and you don't know anything that you're speaking about.
But
you
he
look
does,
like...
he knows
I'm
what
saying...
he's
No, I understand. I'm saying so there has to be a trade-off because you'll look like a bigger tosser in a more expensive suit if you don't know what you're talking about.
Boom.
So you have to be somewhat...
100%.
You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in yourself and then from there you can say, cool, I can put a little bit into my image. But if you all image and no substance, you're just going to get blown over.
Yeah, no.
You look like a bigger
I got
idiot.
him on my team.
No, that's why he always wins.
If you got all substance and no image, it's just going to be harder for you to get out there. But getting image is far easier than getting substance.
But he's got the substance before he's getting
for sure,
the image.
without a
That's
doubt.
why he's where he is.
But you see now, I love both points. Your point about me having that presence is good. I like that because imagine if I do rock up with torn clothing. But you've also got a very, very interesting point about the whole thing of dressed up, but then you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I think my personality and my charisma sells more than the clothes that I wear.
Yeah, for sure.
That-
but the
that-
deadly
that-
combo is
But
like gets
to
you
have the clothing and that personality makes it that much better.
Yeah.
However, to the lady, if you see this, I want to say something to you. Don't judge somebody off their running shoes. Because if I was to race you, you'd lose. Just saying. Anyway.
So when you with girls, you always finish first. Is that what you're trying to say?
You
on
got
the
yourself
record.
into that all.
Look,
dug that one.
Excuse the pun.
we'll just leave you there.
You know what, man? I like
you
to...
change the subject.
Yeah, man.
You're on the radio and someone just cracks
Yeah,
a
true.
joke.
In fact, speaking of which...
Who taught you that? Like?
I'm actually lost for words right now because I want to comment on this, but I'm also like, I got to be professional, man. I will represent one of the biggest brands in Durban, man. Listen,
But remember,
let me
you're not
just,
affiliated to them right now.
let's just say this: whether I finish first or not, the marathon still continues. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle.
Longevity. That's what he's
There it is, man. Longevity.
But I
Maybe
found-
that's why I'm single. It's because I think ahead.
And there's always an encore, hey?
There has to be an encore.
There's
It's just
always
to be
an
like
encore.
encore. I'm like, okay, girl, let's go. Let's go. I got you. I got you. Oh man, you know what? Speaking about relationships, man. So I've been single for 4 years, and I love the fact that I've come up on my own without the baggage of having someone to come up with me. However, with that said, I would love to share my career with somebody.
Ladies, he's single.
yeah.
Just
Listen, this
his
is
number will be below.
the applications are open. I'm only into hardworking girls. Only if they let me finish first. I'm joking. With that said, so I'm very happy that, you know, I've achieved this, and I'm getting really, really interesting people hitting me up. So,
But you know, in order for you to be with someone who's going to come up with you, they need to be in the same industry. That's just it has to be similar.
imagine
They can't be a laundromat.
Imagine
You know what I'm saying?
imagine if I was in a relationship with a
Humans
girl.
can't be laundromats.
No, they cannot.
That's a building. That's an establishment.
That's a fact, Josh.
Well, no, I'm saying she can't run a laundromat.
Yeah.
and
Well, she could. That's a business.
no,
She's in a job.
she's making her money.
100. Mark, shut up.
Mark, shut the fuck up.
You know, look, I'll be honest with you.
No, Josh,
No. So I get where I'm incorrect there, but no,
She physically
fuck
can't do
out.
it. That's English.
But it's
But
nice
carry
to have that relatability between you two when you say, oh, well, like, honey, today my day was so difficult dealing with these people at this broadcaster and this and that. And she's like, oh, well, I can relate because I was dealing with,
But
this
also,
and that. And
they understand when you get hit on by, like, a lot of people. Like, people who are, like, I know followers don't matter and social media doesn't matter, but, like, if you think about it, like a star, like a movie star, right? They're getting thousands of DMs a day. Like, big example, like Justin Bieber. He's getting like thousands of "I love you," like topless pics, this, and then his wife is. Imagine she was just like a normal person. She'd just sit there and be like, "What the fuck? Like, how do I deal with this?" Whereas she's getting the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they have a mutual understanding.
Yeah.
And then it kind of blocks it all out. You know what I mean?
I think in my case, if I meet someone who talks as much as I do, can you imagine the arguments?
Yeah.
It's an atomic bomb in that house, man.
that house would
She
be
needs
so
to just
loud.
go.
To be like,
Leave it down there, boy.
but I mean, I've always been into shy girls. I love shy girls because I'll tell you why I like shy
He's
girls.
breaking down
Yeah,
the
I was gonna say,
description.
I'm
So
on the end
at the end of the video, she's sitting there with the checklist.
Yeah.
Shaggles. Oh, okay. Short
Where the
girls.
shy girls at?
Yeah.
Shy short girls.
a few inches.
Yeah. I like shy girls because shy girls make me shy. I think I'm very confident. Like, I'm not afraid of women. The worst that can happen to me is rejection. I've been rejected a number of times, but it's fine. I move on. I'm like, cool. The one that got away.
Happens, you know.
Katy Perry, you know? Like, I let things be. But I've realized when I meet someone who's just very nonchalant and doesn't really understand what you do, it kind of makes it that much more exciting. Because you're just like, this is what I do.
I think
I don't want to
it's
be...
exciting in the beginning. Like, you're just kicking off now.
Yeah.
You know, for like the longevity of it, like the relationship, like the actual build. I think it's exciting at the beginning because it's very exciting. But if you had to stay with them, that's where it comes into play.
But then
you know
you're
what I mean?
also you're not getting any grounding. You just if you with someone that's also up there, you guys are both
sure
just
it's benefiting you. I'm talking about for that person, for the other person. It would be great for you if she got along and she loved it. That would be fine. But I'm saying it's often hard for them, even if they don't like speak about it. Like, it's often hard when you always like at this radio event and you're at this thing and you the host of this and like and they just sitting there at their 9 to 5. It's hard to like be there when this person's coming home and saying like all this, like, I got to meet this person, I got invited to this bride, like, you know what I mean? I can imagine it being hard for someone.
And it's going to happen with you guys. Trust me, your podcast is going to kick off. It's going to do so well. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys hit top 5 most streamed podcasts in South Africa. Because, no, trust me, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I've listened to a number of guys.
That's because you're on it now.
Yeah. He's trying to get those 10,000 views.
Because of me. No, but for real though, no BS. I think you guys have got something good going. And
You know what, Styles? It's real. Like,
It's
the
raw,
show,
yeah.
there's nothing planned. That's the
100%.
best thing about
how
the
it
show.
should be. How it
Exactly.
should be. You know, so I mean, I can have,
Unplanned.
I can have my political views about certain individuals like Jacob Zuma, or I could have my. I mean, I could. No, I could.
I'll sponsor this.
Sorry, my
Styles, on the show, you can say whatever you like.
I'll say something quickly.
Up until
You
the
can say
point where it
balls.
starts harming your brand.
Yeah.
I I'm very happy to be on this podcast. Thank you.
You can even say 5 FM.
No. I'm not gonna, let's get that. You're gonna bleep that out. You're gonna have to cut that out.
Sorry for the technical
So I mean,
failures.
you guys have got something here, and I like that. I like the fact that you guys are very raw, very real, and we can have these conversations and stuff like that. And keep it up, because I'm telling you, I won't lie. You guys will hit that top 5 most streamed podcast in the country. You know your market. Your market is supporting you guys. Keep doing that. Keep doing the things, because when it happens, I mean, I know so many people right now who are doing podcasts and their numbers are bad. Your numbers right now, guys, are doing great. How long have you been doing podcasts for?
2 weeks?
So number 10.
2.5
Oh
weeks.
my days, look at that.
I think.
2 weeks and they're hitting over 9,000 views. Just saying. So guys,
After you, it's going to be more than 10. So
Guys,
Yeah, it's inevitable.
yeah.
when you hit
Well, I hope
when you
it's
hit
not,
that 20K
because I'm
mark,
keen for the strip club.
guys,
We're
I'll
on
be
our
honest,
way.
I've never been to a strip club, to be honest.
I've never been in my
So
life.
hey, if I
And I
lose
say, well,
is there a
these
way to
numbers,
remove YouTube
there's something
views?
there's something to
So I
actually.
lose either way. In
Yeah,
this situation.
I mean, I'll be excited. I'll be like, yo, let's go. Get some glitter on us and come back and glow. You know, like, I'm ready for that.
Come back and
Come
just
back and
just
glow.
Where have you been? Am I glowing? Take a guess.
I'm glowing, baby.
Yes. But yeah, man.
Spa day with the boys, right?
Spa day, yes, of course. Go get our what do they call them?
Manicure.
Manicure.
Yeah.
And women manicure. Get it? I love it. I love it, man.
Oh, that was the last one. Or,
No, we need it.
this one, yeah.
Hey, there we go. Well done. Welcome back to the show. Oh man. I wanted to say something about
Drink your drink, Styles. You're a
got hooks.
rookie right there. Eh? Let's give it to me.
Oh, you drink like a fish. You're like me.
The only reason why I'm taking my time is because it's sparkling water.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Can't
I mean,
drink
I'm
that
pretty
fast.
thirsty, but yeah, I'll have to resort to this bottle.
It's all we offer.
Yeah, it's
now.
all
you
we
guys,
Yeah.
you guys really didn't get that.
We're sending you home.
Yeah.
What I wanted to speak to, what I wanted to speak about, the one thing that I really wanted to speak about is the three of you. I'm going to start with you. I'm going to start with you, Mike.
The Trinity.
Are we interviewing you or are you interviewing
No,
me?
no, no.
What's
He
happening
came
here?
on the show. He's like,
You made
East
the
Coast
biggest
Radio.
mistake by
You're
bringing
the
me
guest
here.
on this show, Styles. Shut
They
the
sent
fuck
him,
up.
Why am I
they sent him
talking?
in to
The
like
styles-
find out everything about it.
The style show featuring Hoopla.
Yeah.
You see, I was worried about Hoopla.
Yeah. Guys, we need to
the
figure out
news.
these guys.
Mike
What do they have
Tones.
against us?
Mike Tones.
Yes, sir.
Don't sleep on yourself.
100%.
No,
I
he
agree
sleeps
with
too
you,
much.
Styles.
Stop.
Do
Nice.
not
Sometimes
sleep on
nap.
yourself.
Yeah.
No,
You're
but he's
talented.
not. He's not, though.
Yeah.
He was up early this morning.
Yeah.
He was up early this morning. I witnessed this because I had just woken up and he was already filming shit for people down in Umhlanga.
Yeah, that's the
love
plan.
it.
So,
I love it.
but I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do not sleep on yourself. Honestly.
Never.
I met you for the first time last week.
Really?
You're a solid, yeah.
No, we did meet.
We met.
But it was like
we met
a
some
drunken.
Yeah, we were both.
Oh, yes.
Hey,
It was
fuck,
Kingston.
fuck.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were pretty lit, man.
And we're just talking like so, like everyone was so deep in
Oh
conversation.
man, but I'm glad that I finally got to have a sober conversation with you.
Yeah.
And
That was much
bro,
better.
I'll tell you now, you are a talented young man. I was at a shoot on Sunday, and the individuals that were there had seen. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. That is
We
so
got that one.
disgusting.
Yeah, that's
Fuck, we
definitely
got
on the
it.
mind.
Yeah.
So sorry. Damn.
All his sponsors suddenly just dropped him.
Oh,
Yeah.
please can you cut that out? The individuals that I was with all said something very interesting about you, and they said, we absolutely love what he does. They watch you, they watch the stuff that you shot for your sister as well.
Do you want to
Mike-
stretch those headphones for your head there?
Yeah,
Just
no,
as
it's
it
getting
grows
too
a little
big.
bit.
Don't
Just
make it any. No,
Don't sleep on yourself.
thank you.
Jason, I met you for the first time last week officially, and one of the most professional individuals. You know what I like about you is that, like Josh was saying, you're very, like, you listen, you sit, you watch,
And he
you
takes
speak.
it in.
You take it and you understand the situation, then you speak. I like that about you. I really do. And I think you're a great entity
appreciate that.
for the brand. You're a great entity for the people that are sitting around you right
Appreciate
now.
that.
You really are.
No,
So keep
definitely.
it going, bro.
These two are the reason Hoopla happens. I will tell you now.
Yeah.
I could not take credit, and
Yeah.
everyone watching knows I could not take credit.
Yeah.
These two make
Fuck off,
Hoopla,
Joss.
but they make, bro. They have their hands in so many pies. You don't understand, Styles. They have their hands in fucking 12 pies, right? And still
12 pies.
manage to get a
12
taste of all of
pies.
them. Literally,
Wow.
it's insane.
That's crazy.
No, they do. These guys, but they're not sleeping on themselves. I promise. They are. I will kick their
Hey
ass
guys,
into
everyone
gear.
start thinking about what we say about stuff.
Fuck, how do we
nervous
compliment
now.
you?
We're going around the table, guys.
What
Joss. Sorry. Go.
No.
No. Go.
Get a little bit of.
No,
something like
you
Joss
need to
said.
talk.
This is all scripted. We're
Yeah.
hyping it
Very
Jace
much
up.
wants me to blow some more smoke up his arsehole.
It's like, please, give me more.
No, I think what's so interesting about both you and Joss, and recently now more so Joss, as he's started to adapt his brand, is that you're speaking about it earlier about being vulnerable and stuff. So you sat down, and from what I've seen from you, everything is just positivity. Like, it's just radiant, right? And I thought, oh fuck, it's gonna be one of these. It's too much, and you never
Bro,
have.
there's often, like, I've said to Jace, like, I hate people who just are the same with everyone. But I think it's because they're not authentic. Like, you're being real. Like, there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like, you really are that human. Some people, it's just, you can see through the act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not like that when the doors close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can see.
But more so than that, when you sat down and then you started talking about your dad and you got a bit vulnerable there, I was like, oh fuck, okay, there is
Right
a
off the
person.
bat.
Yeah.
When you first, like, obviously you have this positivity, which is awesome to latch onto, but then you have that substance as well. And you spoke about being vulnerable earlier, and both of you were like, oh, you don't want to be vulnerable. Businessmen don't want to be vulnerable. I think that's bullshit. Fuck that. Be vulnerable. Don't be weak. There's two different things.
Yeah.
Like, be vulnerable, because if you're vulnerable, that's your true self. Then people can criticize you, and you can work on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what's good, and you know what's, probably something that you should be working on, and something that is who you are and what to keep around.
Yeah.
You can only do that if you're vulnerable. If you're putting up walls constantly, you'll never have that ability to grow yourself. You can grow your brand maybe, but not yourself. But don't be weak, because if you're weak, then people are going to take advantage of you. Don't be weak.
But being vulnerable also, it brings the right people around you, because
100%.
it brings people that then care about what you care about and what affects you. Like, if I couldn't be vulnerable with you guys, then I would simply just know that, number one, I'm not comfortable enough to do so. And also, number two, that I feel like you guys wouldn't be able to affect my life positively from me being vulnerable, So I think there's a lot of good that comes out of it, because you start to attract people that care, and that's so important. So,
Josh, to give you your flowers.
oh, fuck's sake, stop.
I've known you since 2018.
I'm going to give you a kiss after this.
You can give me a kiss, but it's fine. Just make sure
When the camera
whoever you're
turns
involved with doesn't get jealous. Anyway, I've known you since 2018. You're a talented young man. You've worked hard. You haven't given a damn about what people have thought about you. You've been through the most. You're currently going through the most. But I see you. You got your head screwed on right. You've got a great team around you. You've got a great support system.
Thanks,
Do
bro.
not be afraid to take that leap of faith. Anything
No, definitely
that is
not.
holding you back as we speak right now, walk away. Do it. Because you're a talented young, and I would hate to be part of your life and see you filter out. You're talented. You're
Thank you,
beyond. If
I
somebody
appreciate
says,
that. And I feel the exact same way about you. If you had to not give this opportunity that you've got 110%, because I believe it could flourish into so many more opportunities for you. This is just the start, and this door is going to open up a fuckload of opportunities for you. So give it your absolute all, because you just have no idea where it's going to land you up. And I believe it will get you so far, bro. You're an authentic guy. You're a great guy. You're super good at what you do. I think that the way you tell stories is just so great, so captivating for the listener. And so just fucking give it your all.
Thank you.
You're
Not
really
many
going to do
people
well.
have that power. Like, I don't sit and listen very often. I lose attention very easily. Like, I'm on to the next thing. But I
I'll
could
tell you
sit
now,
and
he's doing very well today.
But your
Very
voice is
well.
built for this. Like,
Yeah,
it's
dude,
got that
you're
certain
so-
tone that just wants you to listen.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like Barry White, Marvin Gaye, like, hey girl, what you're doing. No, honestly, thank you so much. I really, really, really I really am appreciative of this opportunity to be part of this podcast. I don't care about numbers. Whether people
no,
watch
we
us.
care.
though.
You've made
Yeah.
a promise.
You made this
we
promise
fucking
now.
care about numbers.
I don't
now.
want the numbers.
I'm trying to get out of the hole that I dug myself in.
as
So-
long as they're higher than 10,000. Yeah.
no, trust me, the numbers.
10,000 views, strip club.
Oh my days. That's all over the internet. Oh man. But honestly, thank you so much to every one of you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming, bro.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. You guys are talented individuals. You guys have got something great going on here. You're representing a beautiful city. KwaZulu-Natal being one of the most... It's a province that's been through a lot over the last couple of weeks, but this is the sort of I'm not going to swear, this is the sort of stuff that people are going to look forward to. Give people reason to believe. Give people the reason to actually understand that there's more than just what we think we know. Because this is what brings people together.
100%.
This is exactly what brings people together.
Yeah.
This specific conversation that we've been having, whether it be political, whether it be relationship, whether it be banter about farting or burping or whatever it is, this is the stuff that people are looking for. And you guys have got something going. I back you guys 150%. I really do. And I think you guys have got something going. Don't stop. Keep going. And do not break this tie. This mob tie that you have at the moment, do not break it. It is real, it's authentic, and keep the circle small. Don't bring in any other people. Do not bring anyone in.
Who needs Viagra?
And that's how you end a show. But guys, thank you so much, man. Honestly, thank you very much. I don't know if you guys want to say something.
No, I think
yes. Where can people find you on social media, Styles? Let us know, even though everyone fucking follows you already.
My Instagram, I'm joking. My Instagram is Styles @Styles_RSA. I'll say it again, @Styles_RSA. And then my Facebook is Styles Mbatha. Mbatha spelled Mbatha. I'll say it again. Mbatha. Guys, I'm not that hard to find. Oh, I'm on Twitter too. @Styles. Yeah, we'll @Styles, capital RSA.
Can they find some controversy on Black Twitter?
Yes. I'm part of Black Twitter. I'm joking, I'm not. Black Twitter doesn't like me.
It's on me.
Facts. They don't like me.
I'm friends. I love Black Twitter.
Bro,
I'm on that shit every day.
You know why Black Twitter doesn't like me?
Why?
Because of this. Can you hear my voice? This is
yes, it's because you sound like you from Umhlanga, bro.
Yeah. No. It's not Umhlanga. It's not Umhlanga. It's Mhlanga. That's how you say it. No. Black Twitter has come at me since I won the presenter search. They were like, oh, he only won because he is that color and he speaks like...
Oh, what a load of shit.
So yeah. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. That's not even worth it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Are you on Tinder?
No.
Oh.
I want to say something about Tinder. People who are on Tinder are very insecure about themselves. They're not ready to go out and go and meet people in person, so they're going to sit on their phones and meet people.
Are you on OnlyFans?
I don't have an OnlyFans, but if I did start one, my porn star name would be Styles.
I don't know how you came up with that.
You really stretched the creative juices there.
Styles on OnlyFans. Yeah. In fact, there was an OnlyFans called Styles, but it was a girl. It was some girl. Somebody sent it to me. They're like, "Is this you?" I was like, "Of course not. I don't look like her, man.
Definitely not.
This is not me, bro. Trust me, it's not me."
Those aren't my toes.
If I started an OnlyFans, honestly speaking, I think it would kick off. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tease my Instagram and go on my story and be like, "I'm starting an OnlyFans."
I will subscribe.
Do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to be like, I'm starting it and see how people react. And then I'll be like, psych.
Couple of foot pics.
It's $20.
Yeah, 100%, man. But guys, thank you so much, man. It's been
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
You guys are awesome. And hello, hi, goodbye. My name is Styles Mbatha. Thank you so much for joining the show. And
this is the Styles show.
No, this is not the Styles show. These guys, it belongs to them. But thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome. Hello, hi, goodbye.